across the sport next year.
Left-handed hitting Tyson Drake tops in the WAC with 50 runs scored. First, then that fastball, the first pitch to him is a strike. 95, 0-1. The count to Drake at 299. 8 home runs to lead this Tarleton team. 31 home runs as a team, but they can flat out run. Bouncing ball right side, Chestnut to his left from the outfield grass. Nice play, Travis. Good range to his left. 2 ground balls for Isaac Morton, 2 down here in the first.
I think you saw how fast, that he could get down that line because he hustled the whole way. But 2 good ground ball outs, and that certainly is something, if he can pitch to contact a little bit in the mid-90s, will make that work.
Cole Myers is the batter. Righty-righty matchup here. 2 down, bases empty. 13th in the WAC, hitting .327. And that fastball is right at the belt for a strike. 0-1. Again, Kent even with the bag. 3 outfielders. The deepest is the left fielder, Sorrell. 330 down the lines. 375 to the alleys and 400 to dead center.
I'm going to guess the wind was blowing a little bit harder this weekend.
Fastball is low. Just a tad. I'm not sure I used the word gusting as much as I did this past weekend.
Well, the 89 team was here in the press box the way it would have been. Everything would have been out on the field at some point during the game because it would just sucked everything out of the stand.
Fly ball to right field, and Braden Montgomery drifts over to that right field line, and a 1-2-3 first inning. Third starts, 2-0, 5.33 ERA, and the first pitch to Jackson Appel, who gets the leadoff spot, is a strike.
He's probably wondering where those right-handers are with switchy, lefty, switchy.
That's exactly right. Grounds that past Michael Early in the first base coach's box. 0-2 the count to Appel. Jackson 2 for 13 in the series against Georgia. Drove in a couple, now 30 driven in for Jackson Appel. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, he chased a high fastball.
Out of the zone there at 87, and it looked good in the eyes, and that's as old as baseball, is seeing a pitch in your eyes and swinging through it.
Just the 10th strikeout in 27 innings for Parrish Beagle. His 2 starts against DBU and against New Mexico State. 14 relief appearances for him. Jace takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Put 3 on the right side of the infield with the third baseman Mason Hammonds going to the right of second base. Second baseman Cole Myers in shallow right. First baseman's Brandon Howe. Myers in shallow right. Hammonds to the right of second base. The shortstop is Ike Shirey. Trace Morrison in left. Cooper Shook in center. Tyson Drake in right. Grounded foul past Michael Early, first base coach's box. As Jace out in front of a change. It's 1-2.
That change at 81, not much difference between that and the fastball. And you got to wonder as the game goes along and he loses a little velo, how that'll affect his split there.
Under the hands of Laviolette. 2-2. Jace, the 22 home runs for him. 4th in the conference. Tied for 5th in the country. Now hitting .318. Down and in once again. It's 3-2. 1 down, bases empty for Jace Laviolette. He and Braden stay in the 2 and 3 spots, and everybody else elevated with Caden batting 9th. The change cut on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Parrish Beagle. That'll bring up Montgomery.
They're going to get out of the shift at least for the first pitch.
Send Hammonds back to third. Braden at .376 to lead this team. 23 home runs. 3rd in the conference, 4th in the country. 73 runs batted in. Tops in the SEC. Behind by 1. Bounced foul up the first base line.
Beagle pitched that while Hammonds, as the coaching staff changed their mind, he was at second base running towards his spot in the true second base position when that pitch was delivered.
.895 is what Braden is slugging, 5th in the country. The 0-1 way outside, and that is where catcher Mason Cruz set up. 1-1. 2 down, bases empty. 3 on the right side with the second baseman Myers in shallow right. Grounded foul, first base side. It's still 1-2.
Probably going to look change up here.
You would think, right? He went high fastball to get Appel. He went changeup to get Laviolette. Now ahead of Braden Montgomery, a ball and 2 strikes. Fouled, the change, backing out of play.
Pearson Michaelia is warming up, right-hander.
I didn't realize how Schloss always says, sometimes I have the first 2 pitchers warming up side by side. That's what Fuller Smith has done. Great first season for Fuller Smith here at Tarleton. Down low with the change. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Braden Montgomery. Outfield straight away. Third base vacated. The only player on the left side of the infield is the shortstop Shirey. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck out the side, getting Appel, Laviolette, and Montgomery. Teams trade 1, 2, 3 innings. 1 complete. Lefty leading off. He's the designated hitter at 308. 41 driven in, his 4th in the whack. Fastball high and away from Morton. Here's what we're talking about. Isaac 1, 2, 3 in the first. Now go back, duplicate as best as you can here in the 2nd inning. The 1-0. Check swing at the belts for a strike with a fastball at 93.
And also, you don't have to throw 99 miles an hour to get your opponents out.
Slightly to pull on the infield for Enriquez. 1-1. And that's smothered towards the Tarleton dugout, first base side. Saying hello to Ryan Broninger, our partner. Had minor surgery today, and we all say that when we don't have surgery, it's minor. When you have it, it's not minor. But he's doing well. 1-2. Outside that breaking ball. That sweeper of his right about mid-80s. Bronny, hope you're doing well. Missing you today. We know you get you back. 2-2 leading off this 2nd inning. Enriquez. Sweeper high and away. 3-2.
Release point dropped down that from a little bit from the 1st inning, and it's not biting into the strike zone with that sweep.
Count full now to Enriquez leading off the 2nd. Missed outside. Ball 4. He got ahead. It's also been a little bit of a bugaboo getting the 2 strikes, but not the 3rd strike. First walk. Now Trace Morrison, back-to-back lefties, 4 and 5 in the order. Morrison at 292. Slightly open stance from that left side. Enriquez is at first. Kent toes on the grass at 3rd. Fastball sails away from the left-handed hitting Morrison. No score. Top of the 2nd for Trace Morrison.
Stephenville native playing there in his hometown.
Burt will play in front of Enriquez. High and away, despite the frame attempt by Appel. 2-0.
It's a little bit closer, but still off the black there, just a touch and high.
Appel goes out.
If you didn't have the elevation, you might be able to sell that as a call, but to have both of them, it's you know, out of the hand. The umpire's looking at it as easily a ball, even though it wasn't that far off.
He got ahead 1-2, and now it's 5 out of the strike zone for Morton. That's why Jackson Appel has gone out to talk to Isaac. First defensive conference, first of 6. 3 by fielders, 3 by coaches. Fielders can borrow from coaches, not the other way around. 2-0 the count to Trace Morrison. Leadoff walk to Enriquez. Now Burton behind him. Way outside. It's 3-0.
Good pitch right here. So see if they make a call down to get them stirring in the Aggie bullpen.
3-0. On the outside corner for a strike. It's 3-1.
There's where it's about the same spot, but it wasn't high like that previous pitch. And it doesn't hurt to get an automatic there on 3-0.
Three 3-1. Fouled straight back, 3-2.
Next pitch right here.
Morrison's had a 5-game hitting streak. He's had a 6-game hitting streak. His 45 hits, one of the tops on this team. Enriquez at first, nobody out. 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start this second inning. For Cooper Shook.
Tarleton center fielder number 12, Cooper Shook.
292 is what Shook is hitting. First and second, nobody out. Back-to-back walks to start this second inning. That's a fastball down the heart for a strike.
Solid averages, really, except for their first baseman and their catcher. Pretty much everybody else between 270 and over 300.
That 0-1 is also down the heart. It's 0-2. Shook started this season on a 6-game hitting streak. In games 3, 4, 5, and 6, they were all 2-hit games, multi-hit games for him. And he actually put together a 7-game streak that had 5 multi-hit games in there. 0-2 has fouled into the net. That's that sweeper after 2 fastballs. It's 0-2.
And after 2 left-handers having a little bit more success against the right-hander.
Has the 2 strikes on him. 0-2 pitch. In on the fists and fought off to the right side. 1-2. Excuse me, 0-2. It remains. Walks to Enriquez, and Morrison has 2 on for Tarleton. Nobody out. The 0-2 to Shook. In on the hands to Morton. Drops it on the mound. Still has a play to first. Rifles a fastball to Burton. It advances to runners to second and third.
He wants to get the lead runner there, but it might have been the second base. Let that lead runner go to first. They get the double play. And he just takes a look there and drops it as he's turning his body to look at third base. Then had to go bang, bang. There's Shook getting down the line.
Here's Brandon Howell, second and third. The 2 lefties in this lineup walked. And Morton just misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Second and third, 1 away for Howell. He's driven in 13. Switch hitter batting left against the righty Morton. Fouled into the net behind home plate, 1-1. Nineteenth start for him. For Howell. Second and third, 1 away. 1-1 the count to Brandon Howell. Morton's pitch. Just missed off the plate again. Wouldn't chase. 2-1.
And really hadn't thrown that sweeper since those 2.
Two-one offering. Fly ball down the left field line. Sorrell, this isn't fair territory. Makes the grab. Enriquez tags. First run to Tarleton. Sac fly by Howell. 2 away. Runner at second, Morrison.
Leadoff walks.
3 bases is what Schloss talks about all the time. 3 bases. And if you field that coming back instead of rushing it, and you get the force at third, right?
Yeah.
All those things add up.
Yes.
Still not out of it. Here's Mason Cruz, the catcher. Runner at second, 2 away. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch from Morton. There's the sweeper, too high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Probably doesn't even apply as much now because he's, you know, a whole fall and now more than halfway through the spring.
Ground ball left side, Kent. It's in and out of his glove. Everybody is safe in his move to the hole to his left. First and third, 2 away.
I was about to say, guys that dominate the high school level, they don't have to make a lot of plays when they're striking out 2 of every 3 batters they see.
Great point. That's either Tarleton's first hits or they're still without a hit. No scoring yet. Here's Ike Shirey. First and third, 2 away. Righty-righty matchup. Cruz at first, Morrison at third. Down and away, shows bunt, draws Kent from third. 1 ball, no strikes.
Probably trying to bunt for a hit there with the 2 outs.
Burton having to hold on Cruz. 1-0. Fires that fastball. 1-1.
That's 25 pitches in this inning.
Laviolette center field, shaded towards right center. Montgomery a bit towards the line. In right. 1-1 the count to Shirey. Runners at the corners. Throw to first back in time is Cruz. 1-0 Tarleton. The sacrifice fly by Brandon Howe. Scoring Chris Enriquez. That last play is scored an error on Cade Kent. 1-1. Fastball, belt high. Strike 2, 1-2. 2 down runners at the corners. A ball and 2 strikes to Ike Shirey. A run in here in the top of the second. Morton's 1-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, looped to the right side. Remains 1-2. Sweeper went away. Shirey could take no chances. Fouls that off.
That's having a little more command of the zone right there when you're able to have them swing at a pitch that was out of the zone. I think one of the things y'all talked about this weekend is Georgia just wasn't swinging and missing very many pitches.
1-2. That is in on the fists, fought off to the right. 84 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. Part of our Pool Guy weather report. Visit the Pool Guy's pool store off William D. Fitch next to the HEB. Tower Points. Runners at the corners, 2 away. A ball and 2 strikes to Shirey. From the first base side of the rubber, Morton's pitch. Here goes the runner on a delayed steal, and he will sashay his way into second base. 2-2. Just the second stolen base of the year for Mason Cruz. Did not draw a throw from Jackson Appel, who has now thrown out 8 of 14. It's the 82nd stolen base. Second and third, 2 away, 2-2. Hit him. The 9th batter that Isaac Morton has hit. There's still not a hit in this inning, but there is a hit batter. 2 walks, a sac fly, an error, hit by pitch. They're loaded. Back to the top of the order.
Tarleton, third baseman, number 8, Mason.
And here comes Max Wiener striding to the mound. It's a La Casa Tequila break home run by Charlie Condon, and not a solo home run by Charlie Condon in a 1-run game. 1-0 Tarleton. Bases loaded, 2 away. Mason Hammonds grounded out to Ted Burton his first time up. He just rifles a fastball. Thigh high for a strike. It's 0-1.
At some point in time, people will track what the first pitch after a pitching coach meeting is.
Here's the 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. For a while, when Rick Kranitz was our pitching coach with the Cubs, I would track the batter, and Cranny made me stop because there was a while in the middle of the season it wasn't going. 1-1. Swing and a miss at the sweeper, down and away. It's 1-2.
Now that looked like it, you know, he threw that in the strike zone, and with the sweeper now at both levels, this level and a level above, if it's in the strike zone when he throws it, it's not going to be a strike when it gets to the plate if you can read it out of the hand.
Down and away, gets away from Appel to the backstop. That allows Morrison to score. It's 2-0. The wild pitch. That inability to get the third strike. Now he still has an opportunity here, but he throws the wild pitch, hits off Appel. 2-0. To third goes Cruz, to second goes Shirey. 2 runs without a hit here in the top of the second. Second and third, 2 away. 2-2 to Hammonds. Pitch from Morton. Into center field, Laviolette coming on to the left of the Lone Star logo. 2 runs on 2 walks.
For invite us, and as you said, we're going to have a big team, great teams, great players around the world, and we have to enjoy it.
How much fun will it be to play in a setting like that?
It's amazing. So imagine when we stay there in the Kyle Field, and imagine 100,000 people. So it's like, you know, it's amazing.
To spread the sport, El Tri, magical. Brazilian soccer, magical. Now in a different place as Burton drills this to left field off the Bethencourt scoreboard. Ted Burton with his 5th home run since the weekend series against Georgia. He had 4 of them against the Bulldogs. He homers to left for the Aggies' first hit, the Aggies' first run. It's 2-1. Now you guys can't leave because we're scoring.
Of course, great.
I don't know if we can have bubbles for that match, but it's going to be something.
Could be great.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
when the team score a goal and then we got the bubbles. Yes.
Oh, that'd be
It's going to
awesome.
be also.
Okay, Puma, you have played so much internationally, right? Spreading that game. You have played in Europe as well. Is it fun to be able to come to Bryan College Station and to be able to play at Kyle Field?
Quando eu olho esse estádio, me emociono muito de pensar que estarão 100 mil pessoas aí assistindo um jogo da seleção brasileira em México.
When I look at the stage, I feel very emotional just to think that over 100K people will be there watching the game.
And I know it's an exhibition and it's a friendly. I get it, right? How friendly?
Now we are friendly. Now we are friendly, but
Because it's April.
yeah, that's right. So June 8th, we want to have a battle there. In the good way, you know. But it's true. Every team, you know, goes to keep on to winning, and this is the emotional. We talk about we are friends now, but it's part of the sport. You know, that is the thing that the sport, you know, join family, friends, and this is the good thing.
To the right side, shot thrown out by the second baseman, out number 1. Pavel Pardo, Emerson joining us. It is on the 8th of June. First ever international soccer event at Kyle Field. Again, that is June 8th, the friendly Mexico and Brazil as Ali Camarillo comes up. Camarillo from Chula Vista, California. If baseball is international and going into places, soccer continues to grow, does it not? And it's important to be coming into places like this. And I know we're leading up to the tournament that starts in June, but it's important to come into places like this and grow the game, isn't it? Emerson will answer.
Sim, é importante. Eu acho que sim, sempre muito importante
See, it's very important.
a gente ter esses momentos, né? como
It's very
esporte.
important to take advantage and to be in these moments for great games.
The batter is Ali Camarillo. First pitch, slider for a strike. Pearson McElroy is on the mound for Tarleton. 2-1 after the Ted Burton home run here in the bottom of the second inning. The 1-2 to Camarillo. Bounced foul to Nolan Kane in the third base box. How special for you to, both of you, Pavel, I'll start with you, represent your country on the international stage, right? Whether it's been the World Cup, the Olympics, which was special because in Atlanta, that's when we started with Olympic soccer. How special is that?
Oh, it's emotional and special, of course. When we represent our country, our fans, it's amazing, you know, because every time when I step on the field and play for my country, it's amazing.
Are you still number 2 in caps in Mexico? You were there for a while, if I'm
yeah,
not mistaken.
I think it was.
Let's
Now
stay
I
with
think-
2, right?
yeah,
No one's
okay.
going to.
We
If
can say
anybody's
2.
wrong, Andrew's wrong, right?
Okay, that's fine.
They can all blame me.
Yeah.
Germany, Italy, Spain, special places to play, but also in Brazil. I mean, we're talking about the best places to play football, was it not?
É verdade. Brasil,
It's true.
Brasil,
Brazil,
as pessoas são muito apaixonadas, né, por
Brazil
futebol,
people
por
are
soccer.
very, very passionate about football.
E
Football.
isso passa muito também para nossa seleção.
No, and that goes to our team, our world team.
E por isso temos uma responsabilidade muito grande de representar o nosso país.
And we have, for that, we have a great responsibility to represent Brazil.
Passion's the word that you use, correct?
Paixão.
É a paixão. Pode dizer que no Brasil, quando nasce uma criança,
We say that in Brazil, when a child is born,
a primeira coisa que o pai pergunta é qual time ele vai jogar.
the first question that the father asks is, what team is this child going to play?
1-2 to Caden Sorrell, SEC Freshman of the Week, as McElroy throws that too high all the way to the backstop. 2-2. Comedio and shot with ground balls to second base. Tarleton will go with 3 on the right side once again, with Pavel, with Emerson, Sueli here. We talk about June 8th, Mexico and Brazil with the friendly, that exhibition match, first ever international match at Kyle Field. Off the end of the bats, it remains 2-2. Will it be a little bit of a run-up? I mean, I don't think you have to tell Bryan College Station about soccer, but it is also an opportunity to maybe some people who are curious come and watch as well, correct?
Of course, and imagine this, you know, in US, I came to play in MLS in Chicago Fire. Since that,
La Puma. Those two legends representing Mexico, Brazil, June 8th, Kyle Field, first ever international soccer event. That friendly, that's going to be something special. A week later, the King, George Strait with the concert. Parker McCullum as well. Fastball rides away. Weston Moss comes on for Texas A&M, replacing Isaac Morton, who goes the first 2 innings in this game. Moss, like Morton, always pitches from the stretch. Lefty-lefty matchup, excuse me, a righty-lefty matchup with Tyson Drake. Swing and a miss at the change by Moss. 2-2 now to Tyson Drake. Grounded out to second baseman Travis Chestnut. Ranged to his left to throw out Drake. Pitch from Moss. Popped up, foul, backing out of play. Two-1 Tarleton. Texans batting, top of the third. Missed away. Where'd you go?
I just moseyed on down and let you have some fun with the
Legends.
our guest.
I mean legends. 3-2 on the way. High and away, ball 4. Leadoff walk here in the third. You know, we forget we did not get him in, but Fernando Paloma is here as well. ESPN's, actually Texas A&M's.
Yes. Don't give them to him.
He is an absolute superstar, by the way. So the walk to Drake, and he is a base stealer, 14 of 16. Pitch from Moss. Fouled into the nets. Cole Myers, the batter. Fly to Braden Montgomery and rights.
I'm going to hazard a guess that recovering Ryan Broniger said this game will not end up 2-1.
Ted Burton, I can get it in now. That's the 100th home run for this team. We're sitting on 99. And if he snaps that off for a strike, it's 0-2. And for Weston Moss in our Slovakic Sausage player profile. Moss, that fastball, mid to upper 90s. Change up, some primary pitch. He's got that big looping slider and a tighter slider. Throw to first, dug out by Burton at first.
Short hop right there. That was a tough play. Looking into that sun. Even with the shades on, he did a great job right there to keep him held at first base.
0-2 to Myers. Another throw to first. Back in time is Drake. The Pool Guy offers complete swimming pool service and maintenance with the best quality and a price match guarantee. Pool store by the Pool Guy, located on William D. Fitch next to HEB. Proud to be Aggie owned and operated. 2-strike pitch to right field. Stopping at second is Drake. Myers with a hit. First and second, nobody out here in the third. It's the first hit for Tarleton. After 3 walks, an error, and a hit batter.
They scored a sacrifice fly in the wild pitch.
Yeah. Yep. Baseball. Here's Enriquez. Enriquez is the one who started the second inning with a walk. Came around to score on the sac fly. Moss, first and second, nobody out. To the lefty, Enriquez. Swing and a miss. Could not catch up to the fastball. 0-1 as Enriquez bidding for his 5th home run. Walk and a single, 2 on for Tarleton here in the top of the third, the 0-1. There go the runners on a double steal, fouled at the plates. That's that sweeping slider that gets fouled with both runners in motion. Drake goes back to second, Myers goes back to first.
Also, with the left-hander up there, you're taking a big chance if he doesn't, get a piece of that ball. Even though it's a, not your normal third base spot for Caden Kent.
Fly ball into right center field. Laviolette and Montgomery chasing. That is a gapper. One hopping off the wall, barehanded by Laviolette out there. It's an RBI double, Enriquez. 3-1 Tarleton. That's now a 4-game hitting streak for Enriquez. And that's his 7th hit in these 4 games. 42 driven in. To third goes Myers. Enriquez with the RBI double. Still nobody out here in the third.
And an answer back for Tarleton.
Answering the Ted Burton home run. I'm mad I didn't have any desk room. Show bunt. Offering at it is Trace Morrison for a strike.
Didn't bring the bat back. Kind of strange to see that like that.
Loaded churros?
Loaded churros.
Second is Enriquez, the RBI double. Myers is at third. He singled in the inning, scoring Drake. The leadoff walk. Throw over to third. Kent coming over. Nobody out. Second and third. A strike on Trace Morrison. Walked and scored in the 2-run second. Back to a 2-run lead for Tarleton. Here's the 0-1. Change low. 1-1. Burton and Kent up on the grass. Chestnut and Camarillo, normal positions. Outfield straight away. 1-1. Smothered off his front foot. 1-2 to Trace Morrison. A 14-inning win in one of those 3 wins over Sacramento State. The 1-2 hit up the middle. That's through. Scoring Myers. Enriquez stops at third. RBI single, still nobody out. It's 4-1 Tarleton here in the top of the third. Drake walked. There was a 3-2 count. Myers singles, 0-2. Enriquez doubles, 0-2. Morrison singles, 1-2. The second strike, not the third. We're in here in the third, 4-1 Tarleton. Righty. Popped up, first pitch swinging. Burton foul territory by the first base coach's box. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out.
And that'll make your pitching coach and your head coach look at each other on the sideline and say, that's the one right there. That can change an inning in a big, big way.
So Marge Holman of Levy says, loaded churros in honor of our international soccer guests. Runners at the corners, one away. There goes the runner on a hit and run, and that is slung into the Aggie dugout, third base side. Don't be afraid to pass one of those two over here.
I know, because they just scored 2 runs and it would taste like ashes in your mouth. And you're going to wait till the Aggies get a little rally going, because these are rally churros.
Gotcha. Throw to first, back diving.
Because after this next inning, people will go downstairs and say, we want rally churros.
From the churro train that runs?
Yeah.
That's what I would want in a birthday party. I want a churro train for the birthday party. 0-1. Change popped up left side of the infield. Caden Kent with the call. That gives way to Camarillo, 2 away. 2 pop-ups by Rudis. 2 outs, more importantly. Mason Cruz, the batter.
For Tarleton, the catcher, number 0, Mason Cruz.
Aboard on an error in the second inning. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Morrison's at first, Enriquez is at third. Enriquez an RBI double, Morrison singled home a run. 4-1 Tarleton here in the third. 2 down at the corners, push bunt up the first base line. Burton fields foul in the running lane.
Just didn't quite get there quick enough
No, he
to
tried.
field it fair.
He tried, didn't he?
Yes. And sometimes you don't want to field it. You want to let that run. But if it's hit that hard and that far down the line, you're going to make an easy tag, and he got the tag. It was still 3 or 4 steps in front of the runner. If he's going to pass you when you're fielding the ball at first, then you're going to make a decision on letting it stay fair or foul.
Throw to first by Rudis. Back at diving safely is Morrison. 7 for 7 in stolen base attempts. This is Morrison. 1 for 1 is Tarleton. Came in the second inning. We're in the third. 4-1 Texans. There goes Morrison down and away. Nope, he bluffs and goes back to first. 1-1. Wind down to south at about 10 miles an hour tonight.
That bluff was about a third of the way to second base.
Ball and a strike to the right-handed hitting Mason Cruz. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Pitch from Rudis. Check swing, called strike, 1-2. One and 2, the count to Cruz. Runners at the corners for Tarleton, 2 away. Pitch from the Madisonville right-hander. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Brad comes in. Lefty Risley to the righty Chestnut. Shows bunt, pulls back. Inside, 1-0. Travis, the 2 home runs in a 19-9 run rule win, game 1. 3 homers, 10 driven in. Too high with a fastball. Chestnut, 2 hits against lefties, 11 hits against righties. Too high with a fastball, 3-0.
Pitch away from a double.
Exactly right with Travis Chestnut. Caden Kent on deck.
And you run on a running team. Like a shooter play defense, you run against a running team.
3-0. Too high, a 4-pitch walk. And Braden Risley will be introduced to the ball 5 chance. To the mound goes Mason Cruz. Six for 6. It's Travis Chestnut, stolen bases of this year. Cruz has his say with Risley.
Probably said, this guy could run on our team. He's fast like our guys are.
Here's Caden Kent. First start since April 6th at South Carolina. He's in for Gavin Grahovac, and he spins that breaking ball in. One strike on Kent, lefty-lefty. Fastball down and away, a ball and a strike. Chestnut at first, the leadoff walk. He's 5 for 12 against lefties is Caden Kent. Back up the middle, make it 6 for 13. Chestnut to third easily. He'll draw a throw, not in time. That allows Kent to go to second. That throw's not in time. Second and third, nobody out to the top of the order. Good piece of hitting, better base running by the Aggies. Caden takes that right up the gut. And Travis does not delay going from first to third. It draws the throw from Shook in center. And because there's a little traffic in third, that gives Caden a couple more steps to second.
And I also think that, you know, I don't know why they're trying to Hammonds was trying to deke him at third. I think Nolan Kane, watching that ball be thrown in, is not going to lose track of where the ball is. And he had Chestnut getting down the whole way.
From the right side, Jackson Appel hitting .455. 2 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss at the slow curve. 0-2. Chestnut the leadoff walk. Single by Kent sends him to third. Kent on the throw to second. Second and third, nobody outs. 0-2 to Appel. Down and away, blocked by Cruz. And a snap throw to third, and alert is Chestnut getting back. 4-1 Tarleton. The Aggies have second and third, nobody outs. Two-strike pitch, cut on and missed for the outs. The first out here in the third.
I think that might have been a foul tip into the glove there. Good job holding on by Cruz.
So a lefty-lefty matchup with Jace Laviolette. Second and third, now one away. 4-1 Tarleton. We're in the bottom of the third. Jace struck out first time up. High fly ball into right center field. Back to the wall, and we are tied. 3-run home run, Jace Laviolette. It's 4 apiece.
Rally Churros.
With one swing, we're all even. Jace, home run number 23. And he did not miss it. 424 feet.
25 miles an hour faster than the pitch coming in.
It came in at 77.
And left it 102.
He and Braden, 23 home runs apiece. Home run number 101 for the Aggies. And here is Montgomery. First pitch fastball at the knees for a strike. 61 driven in for Braden Montgomery. Matches last year, if I'm not mistaken. Jim Schlossnagel giving it to Clayton Park. Thought that first pitch was low. Can he get a yellow card?
You just don't want any reds in,
No, you don't.
heading into
don't.
LSU.
No, you don't. Swinging a foul tip into the mid of Mason Cruz. Jace had 63 runs batted in last year. 61 this year. In game number 45. 2 strikes on Montgomery. On the outside corner, he struck him out on 3 pitches. That one in the buffer zone,
yep.
as Paul Gillier talks about. He's the head of umpires in the SEC. 2 down, bases empty. Ted Burton. He drove in the Aggies' first run with his 9th home run, the Aggies 100. Jace Laviolette with the 3-run home run to right center to tie this game at 4. Burton takes a fastball, in or half for a strike. It's 0-1. 4 runs, 3 hits each team. Aggies have the lone error in this game. 0-1 to Burton. Down and in. A ball and a strike. It's the 10th home run surrendered by Risley, by the way. 1-1. Into right center field. Ted Burton's 2 for 2. Keeps this inning alive. Ted Burton
One of the Aggies designated hitter.
just goes down and gets it, slaps it into right center. Here's Hayden's shot with 2 away. Shot grounded out to second, his first time up. Easy toss over to first, Burton back in time.
See, by this time of the year, the opponent is not going to shift the left side of that infield. The ability to hit it all over the park shot is getting played straight up, except for the second baseman who's in short right field.
We'll do it with the bases empty, but to me, Scott, Hayden is very Moss-like. Like, you can shift all you want.
Yeah.
He's too good with the bat. Swing and a miss, down and away. Sorry, Hayden, I just jinxed you. 1-1. Should I have a rally churro to make up for it?
I think you should.
3-run home run. Jace Laviolette ties this game at 4 here in the third. Burton at first, 2 away, 1-1. Shot, bouncer to the right side to the second baseman Myers. Throws out shot. Second. Rudis here in the top of the fourth. Shows bunt, pulls back, nearly walks into that pitch. 1-0.
And it won't be the first time I do play-by-play with someone, well, actually, yes, eating a churro.
Kent up on the grass at third. Over for a strike by Rudis. He retired all 3 batters in the third. He inherited runners at the corners. Foul out, pop up, strikeout. One. Sweeper for a strike, 1-2.
Frisbeed that in right there.
Tony O'Neill's the producer of Aggie Baseball, and I got your text, partner. 1-2 on the way from Rudis to Ike Shirey in a righty-righty matchup. Fouled straight back. He doesn't overpower you. The numbers, he just moves you to death, doesn't he, Brad Rudis?
Well, I mean, I just think that dropping it down to the sidearm, sometimes about back at 3/4, but mainly from the side, he hides the ball a lot better now. You don't see it out of the hand.
Back up the middle and just past Rudis into center field.
Now he does fall off to the third base side, and that right there opened the door for that base hit up the middle.
To the top of the order, and Mason Hammonds.
Texas third baseman, number 8, Mason Evans.
Hammonds 0 for 2. Grounded to Ted Burton at first. Line to Jace Laviolette in the second. Righty-righty matchup with Rudis, who will whip it to first. Back diving is Shirey. 18 for 21 is Shirey. Stolen base attempts. Appel has thrown out 8 of 14. Jim Schlossnagle says time and again, it's not just the catcher. The pitcher is very much involved in stolen bases, the success or the failure. Pitch to Hammonds. Fly ball into shallow right center field. Jace Laviolette and Braden Montgomery converge. It's the center fielder Laviolette for out number 1.
I wonder if you're standing over there, you got that clock in the corner of your eye watching it when it's starting to count down. You know he has to pitch before it gets to 0. Is that going to be a thing in the future where you're timing up a guy? Hey, you're going to go home. I know when you have to go home. That's when I can go, you know.
Yes, you're right, Scott. The lefty Tyson Drake takes that breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1.
For that reason, I like the Betancourt scoreboard being more towards center field with the clock than towards the left field side, because you could just see that.
0-1, there he goes. That's a strike. Throw to second is also a strike. A swim move, still out at second base. Thrown out by Jackson Appel. Just the 4th time Shirey's been caught this season.
on off speed at 80. That just tells you how quick Appel got that out of his hands. That's where that play was made. Because, I mean, watch. Catches it with the glove going up. So he's already in the throwing position, and then the swim move, Camarillo does a great job.
Just lifting that glove right
Yes.
into his chest. Yep. Outstanding. Great throw, great tag. 2 away, bases empty here in the top of the 4th. Infield playing Drake to pull. Camarillo just to the left field side of second base. The 0-2. Down and in. Check swing, 1-2. Burton towards the line, Chestnut on the grass, Camarillo almost behind second base. Caden Kent in that 5-6 hole on the left side. 1-2 the count to Tyson Drake. Pitch from Rudis. Ties him up down and in, had an idea, lets that
Been
go
around
inside,
his
2-2.
knees to the back of his leg there.
That had a sweeping movement and some sink. Now Kent moves over closer to shortstop, vacating third. High and away. 3-2. Count full to Tyson Drake. He has grounded out to second. He has walked and scored. Tied at 4 here in the top of the 4th. Count full. 2 down, bases empty. Pitch on the way. Popped up, foul. That will get over the Aggie dugout, third base side.
I understand the fans there voicing E, but it was batted to another fan.
So was it caught?
It was caught. It was an assist.
An assist. Yeah. Yeah, that's not an E. Montgomery about a step to the line and right. Infield playing Drake to pull the 3-2. Fouled off the mask of Jackson Appel. Count full to Tyson Drake. 2 down, the bases are empty. Tied at 4 here in the top of the 4th. Pitch from Brad Rudis. Check swing into the net by the Aggie on deck circuit.
Pitch number 10 coming up here for Drake. Saw some of those long counts this weekend.
The 3-2. Foul tipped into the mitt. Tied at 4. First pitch from Risley pushes him off the plates. 1 ball and no strikes. That was the Sunday.
He's only had 1 at bat, and I also wonder why he hadn't extended his on base streak.
Yeah, exactly. Change is a strike. 1-1. That reach base streak. The 9-game hitting streak. He's got 11 hits in his last 9 games. Swing and a miss. Cutter down and in. This is the second Aggie team to hit 100 home runs in a season. The 1999 club. I call that the John Sheshik because he makes me call that the John Sheshik team. Had 128. 1-2 to Camarillo. Hit well to left field. Ali Camarillo. He's not only going to reach base, he's going to touch them all. 5-4 A&M. Ali Camarillo's 4th of the season, and the Aggies have their first lead of the night.
He wouldn't be a stranger to a rally churro.
Four home runs, 2 of them have gone to left, and this one leaves at 103, 382 feet away. Ali Camarillo gives the Aggies their first lead. It's 5-4 Texas A&M.
Now, Burns was on the fastball, but the last 2 home runs have been on off speed. and that's just being locked in. And, you know, Laviolette's always locked in. But
Yeah.
Camarillo to extend his hitting streak, extend his on-base streak.
It's 31 games now.
Yeah.
Down and away to Caden Sorrell. Second home run given up by Risley. 1-0, Sorrell the other way, foul. SEC Freshman of the Week. Prior 2 weeks, Gavin Grahovac of the Aggies. 3 weeks in a row for Texas A&M freshman.
Right-hander Grant Garza warms up, and Risley's like, hey, everybody else was only 1 inning. I got to get him up the lead because I have to come out for a second one.
1-1. The other way, foul, 1-2. Garza tops in the WAC, a 1.91 ERA. He's one of the best in the nation. He, like Ryan Preger, has 8 wins. Warming up in the bullpen for Tarleton. 1-2 the count to Caden Sorrell. Leadoff home run, Ali Camarillo. The Aggies have a 5-4 lead. 1-2. Lays off a slow curveball away. 2-2. Two and two, the count to Caden Sorrell in a lefty-lefty matchup. Fastball low, 3-2.
You do know that the last home run in that 1999 team was hit by Stephen Truitt, and he might say that it's his team. But I know the one who actually will say it the loudest would be Screech Scarborough, who hit the first of the 2 home runs.
Line to right field, caught by the second baseman Myers in shallow right. Truitt you would have expected.
Yes.
Scarborough you would have not.
No. And that's
what
why
makes it so magical.
that's what
right?
makes it so magical.
Against a closer who had not blown a save and had not
Allowed
a home run.
Yes.
1 down for Travis Chestnut. I guess Ryan Preger now has to say the little guy in the 8 hole tonight, right?
Yes.
Likes to hit home runs. 1-0. Count to Travis. 1-0. Shows bunt, does bunt. Third base side. It's going to stay on the grass. And not even a throw. Travis Chestnut bunt single.
Well, right now it's a bunt single. Depends on if he advances. But love to see him keep it on the ground.
And on that grass, right, Scott?
Yes.
Risley had an idea when he turned to throw. Travis was already past the bag.
And a good read there by your catcher to say, not put that one in your pocket.
When he walked to lead off the third, Travis was aboard on the 3-run home run. Draws a throw to first by Jace Laviolette. He walked. Caden Kent singled up the middle. Kent now batting. 1 down. Chestnut at first. Big lead at first as well. Breaking ball outside, but called a strike. We get a chance to look at the track man. Caden with that single now hitting 274. 5-4 Aggies. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Snap throw to first.
That was close.
It was very close.
Tagged him in the middle of the back when he was reaching into the base.
Tight to the line at third is Mason Hammonds. There's a hole on that left side of the infield. 0-1. Swing and a miss by Kent. 0-2.
And just so the home run king doesn't feel slighted, Dalen Holt did hit 34 of those 128.
Yes, he did. But now Jace and Braden have 23 this season. 0-2. The other way, foul. I have just absolutely enjoyed the number of Players from that '89 team who came back this past weekend. Fantastic. Wonderful, by the way, to see Mike Easley. He is doing well.
That's good. There's some young guys on that team, I know.
Caden down and away, blocked by Cruz. The prior series at home, the '99 team was here. Ball and 2 strikes to Caden Kent. Batting with 1 down and Chestnut at first. Held on by Howe, the pitch. Ground ball to the right side. To his left goes Myers, the second baseman. Kent's retired. Chestnut to second. 2 away. For Jackson Appel.
Now batting with the Aggies, the catcher number 20, Jackson Appel.
0 for 2 is Jackson. He has struck out twice. Catcher Mason Cruz has thrown out 4 of 17 this season. Jackson, topper towards Nolan Kane, third base coach's box. The leadoff home run by Ali Camarillo has snapped a 4-all tie, giving the Aggies a 5-4 lead. Chestnuts at second with 2 away for Jackson Appel. Grizzly struck him out last inning. The 0-1. Spins that one over the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. Playing Appel to pull on the left side. Hammonds towards the line. Shirey towards the hole. 0-2. Bounces up there. Chestnut reads ball in dirt, gets to third.
Well, you can't steal first, but you can move all the way to third after a bunt that went about 40 feet.
Now it's 1-2, and I know it's 2 strikes on Appel, but this might change what Risley has to throw. You don't want to keep it in the dirt with Chestnut at third. Tap, third base side. This is going to be a tough play. Safe at first, RBI infield single. Appel. Chestnut scores 6-4 A&M.
Everything up until now has been the home run, and then you can still manufacture some runs. The balance of this team shows in this inning.
Tapped up the third base line. Hammonds bare hands all he can. Can't get Appel. Chestnut scores. It's a 2-run fourth and a by the first base side of the rubber. Appel at first, 3 on the right side. Fastball outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Jace, his 23rd home run, now driven in 61. It's 3 home runs in his last 4 games. He had 2 of them against Georgia. Outside with a fastball, 1-1. That's 8 RBIs in the last 4 games. He drove in 5 against Georgia. Appel at first. The infield RBI single. 6-4 Aggies, 1-1. Off the end of the bat, Nubber to a vacated third base. It rolls foul. Only Shirey, the shortstop, on the left side. The third baseman Hammonds to the right of second base. Cole Myers about 5 steps in shallow rights. Howell has to hold Appel at first. And just think, if Myers doesn't play there, Sorrell's aboard in this inning. 1-2. Jace off the end of the bat, hits off Garza, lands to the left of the mound, throws, not in time. No one's at third. Here comes Appel, and vacated second. Jace to second base. With the shift on, no one at third. So the throw, as this ball comes back up the middle, hits off Garza to the right of the mound. Jace is safe on the throw. Appel knows there's no one at third, so he takes off. Hal then throws. Shirey can't get there in time. On that throw, Jace Laviolette goes to second base. That is our Mas Fajitas Mas Hustle play of the game for the Aggies.
And it certainly shows one of the tools by Jace Laviolette that is overlooked as much as anything. It's his ability to.
Facing Garza, second and third, 2 away. 3 on the right side of the infield. Curve high and away, 1-0. Jace at second, Appels at third. 2 in, 2 out. 6-4 Aggies here in the fourth. Montgomery off the end of the bat to right field. Tyson Drake will make the grab, retiring, giving guys experience there. They've earned the right to pitch on the weekend, and Kane Wilson is one of those guys. First pitch fastball was low. 1 ball and no strikes, 95 on that fastball. Savachik Sausage, player profile, mid-90s with a fastball. Cutter, slider, and change for the lefty, Kane Wilson. 1-0 to Cole Myers. Swing and a miss. 1-1, another 95.
Well, that's Slovacek sausage jalapeno cheese right there at 95.
And it won the sausage race today. Did jalapeno sausage. 1-1 to Myers. 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Off the end of the bat, foul.
6. Forget the curveball. Throw him the heater.
Wilson has a 1-2 counts, pitching from the windup to Cole Myers. Just missed away. Another fastball, 2-2. 6-4 Aggies as we open up the fifth. The lefty Wilson winds, 2-2. In on the hands, and he fights that off to the Aggie dugout. Wilson winds, 2-2. Tapped in front of the mound. Wilson fields, pivots, gets Myers by half a step.
Kind of turned against his body there, fielding that ball, and went rotated backwards instead of going the other way. Left-handed guys think different than I do anyway. But then it was bang, bang there. He had to throw about a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to first base.
Ted doesn't get the catcher's mitt like Jackson does.
No.
1 down, lefty-lefty matchup with Chris Enriquez. Could not hold his swing. 0-1. I joked with Will Frizzell. I said, you know, you had Trevor Warner at third. When he was on the mound, Mikey Honer had the catcher's mitt. You didn't have that catcher's mitt over at first. He said, oh, I've got the red hand to show it.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1 to Enriquez. Hit well to right field. Braden Montgomery a couple of steps back, catches that on the line, 2 away.
Deal with prosperity here. You've got the first 2 guys out.
Texans left fielder number 13.
And now left on left with Morrison. This is, you know, you want to see an inning like Isaac Morton starting with.
Fastball buried low, 1-0. Morrison walked and scored in the second. Singled in a run in the third. He's had his hand in 2 of the 4 Tarleton runs. 1-0. Swing and a miss, could not catch up to 96.
And like you see Cortez throw, Morton does it the same way. The velocity guys on this team, no big head pop. You know, the jerk doesn't come there. They're just easy throwing, and they're 95 and above, and right there at 97.
And now project as a sophomore and a junior. Frightening. In a good way.
Yes.
2 down, bases empty, 1 and 2 to Trace Morrison. Pitch from Caden Wilson. Off the end of the bat, nubbed to third base side. That will roll foul. Hey, both the Texas A&M men's and women's tennis teams will host the opening 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. That's this weekend at the Mitchell Tennis Center. For the full schedule and to buy tickets in advance, visit 12thman.com/NCAA tennis. 1-2 to Morrison. Got him swinging a miss. He struck him out. Curveball from Garza up and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Burton.
Florida might win a Tuesday game. They lead Florida Atlantic 9-6 in the top of the 8th inning.
Another curve. This one's a strike. It has been an Achilles heel for the Gators, hasn't it? Those two. Well, 3 of them to Florida State.
They're pretty good.
1-1. Another curve, another strike. 1-2.
But Lipscomb leads Tennessee 9-5 in the bottom of the 8th. Georgia leads Kennesaw State 8-1 in the top of the 8th.
1-2. Fastball just missed, down and away. 2-2.
Missouri leads Linwood 10-1. Arkansas leads Missouri State 9-4 in the top of the 4th. LSU leads Grambling 9-0 bottom of the 3rd.
Curve is fouled off Mason Cruz. The catcher remains 2-2.
And Tennessee Tech leads Vanderbilt 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Tennessee, the team's there.
Yeah.
Like Tarleton's trying to do here. In-state rivalry, trying to rise up.
Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Garza strikes out Burton. 1 down.
We'll watch those scores as it goes along tonight.
For the Aggies, designated hitter number 5, Caden.
There's way more talent in college baseball throughout each of these states.
Oh, yeah.
To the right of second base goes third baseman Mason Hammonds for Hayden Schott, who's 0 for 2. Twice he's hit to the second baseman Cole Myers. Fastball away from Garza. 1 ball and no strikes. Could you imagine if postseason you had to fight your way out of the state to advance? Mississippi would be a brawl.
That's why they used to be called regionals.
Exactly right. 2-0 to Hayden Schott. 1 down, bases empty, 3 on the right side. Third base vacated. The pitch on the outside corner at the knees for a strike. 2-1.
It's the reason why Northern Colorado and Maine have College World Series appearances, and they recruited to continue that on.
Off the end of the bat by Schott. 2-2. Ben Burlingame was in the Cubs organization. He pitched at Maine, and he always talked about that first month. They went throughout Florida and Texas to get ready. Frank Viola pitched at St. John's. 2-2 on the way to Schott. Back up the middle for a base hit.
Almost hit the second base bag there.
Yes, he did.
And who knows where it's going to go.
He takes this right back up the middle. Almost hits Garza.
She's like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah. When did this become target practice? Yeah. That's 112 velocity. Here's Ali Camadillo. His 4th home run. He led off the 4th to give the Aggies their first lead, 5-4. They've added 1 more to lead 6-4.
You're on swing when we're seeing these splits all through this game. Significantly higher than what the pitch is coming in.
Yeah. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that exited at 112. 0-1 the count to Ali Camadillo. Home run is his 4th, 28 driven in. Reach base safely, 31 straight. To the left side, how about a 2-hit game for Ali Camadillo? Schott stops at second. It's now Camadillo's 16th multi-hit game this season. So Schott at second, Camadillo at first for Caden Sorrell. Schott will take his lead from second base with Shirey behind him, and visit to the mound by Tarleton's pitching coach. There is activity. Myers, who was in shallow right. 1 down, runners first and second for the Aggies. Swing and a miss by Sorrell.
Sorrell and Montgomery, the only 2 Aggies without a hit here this evening.
Down and in and backhanded by Mason Cruz. Caden started the week going 4 for 4 against Houston. 2 singles, a double, and a triple. He leads the SEC with 4 triples. And then Caden proceeded to go 3 for 9 against Georgia, including that 3 for 3 game 1 of the doubleheader. Just missed with a change away. 2-1. So 7 for 13 for Caden Sorrell last week to earn SEC Freshman of the Week honors. 2-1. Swing and a miss. He waited on that breaking ball, but still swung through it. 2-2. Shot the runner off second base. Camadeo at first.
Who was robbed at center field on the jumping catch?
The one
By
that Chadwick
Georgia?
caught?
Yeah.
Just missed away. Chadwick made a lot of catches in that series. He was really good in center field. Tip of the cap to him. That wasn't the Appel sacrifice fly, was it? Is that what you're thinking? Or are you thinking of the other one where he went in the left center field? 3-2. Down and in. Sorrell draws a walk to load the bases for Travis Chestnut.
Well, the interesting thing is you really haven't clogged the bases in front of him the way Sorrell and Camarillo and Schott can run.
Travis Chestnut with the bases loaded. One away from the stretch. Garza called a strike. 0-1.
Generous.
Sorrell at first, Camadeo at second, Schott at third. Chestnut pops this up, playable, in front of home plate, infield fly. Chestnut is out, runners advance at their own risk. 2 away. And now Caden Kent.
Middle right there at 75 and just got
Loaded 2 away. Kent has singled, grounded out to second, advancing Chestnut his last time up. Line to right, but out in front. Scott, just what you were saying, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that exited at 105.
They're locked in.
Bases loaded, 2 away, 1 strike on Caden Kent. That is tapped foul, speared by Cruz, but behind home plate. 0-2. A single by Schott, a single by Camadeo, a walk by Sorrell has the bases loaded with 2 away. Two-strike pitch. Foul side right field will get into the berm. Nearly caught.
It fell for a long time right at that fan out there. I mean, he knew for a long time this one's coming right to me.
Almost too much.
And I can get a contract here.
2 strikes on Kent, bases loaded, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Shot fair inside the bag and down the right field line. Schott scores. Camadeo scores. Here comes Caden Sorrell. It's a 3-run double by Caden Kent. And the Aggies have a 9-4 lead. Oh, 2. He turns that. He pulls those hands in inside the bag at first. And with 2 outs, everybody's running. No shot for Howe. That goes into the corner.
Rattling it down there in the bog in right field, I guess.
His first hit with the bases loaded this season, Caden Kent. And it is a 3-run double. 9 for Aggies. And Appel now from the left side against the righty Garza. Down and in, nearly hit the back foot of Jackson Appel, who may be trying to sell that to home plate umpire Clayton Park. Shaw's coming out, and he wants this challenged. He thinks Appel's hit on the back foot.
Well, Appel thinks he's hit on the back foot. I don't think he's going to tell his head coach, hey, that hit me, unless he thinks it really hit him.
Agreed with that. Course of a game.
You shouldn't tell people.
It's just too nice of Doug to do that. Now, here is another look at this hit or not hit by pitch on the back foot.
Oh,
I don't know from that angle. Jackson said it does, and Aggies don't lie, cheat, or steal.
we won't tolerate those who do either. Oh,
Look at this.
zoom it in. I like that.
Okay. The toe. I think he gets the toe of Jackson Appel.
And that's why this call is going to stand. Because we got it super slow-mo down. Staying at first. I mean, staying at the plate.
So the Aggies lose a challenge. They have one left. And a 2-ball, no strike count to Jackson Appel.
A chance for more here.
Ken at second. Changes a strike. 2-1 the count to Jackson Appel. Kent, the 3-run double, giving the Aggies a 9-4 lead here in the 5th. That gets past catcher Mason Cruz. To third goes Kent on the wild pitch. Second thrown by the Texans. Kent at third, 2 away. Falling behind 4-1, the Aggies have scored 8 unanswered. 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 3 here in the TX Whiskey, bottom of the 5th. Appel bouncing ball towards first is foul. First base umpire Ronnie T calls that. If it stays in front of that first base bag up the line, that's the home plate umpire's call. Past the bag, the first base umpire's call. 3-2 to Appel with Ken at third, Garza from the stretch. Near the first base side of the rubber. In on Appel, and he slams that off the front of the Tarleton dugout down the right field line.
Just a little bit in front of that inside breaking ball.
He's taking no chances.
Nope.
Count full, 2 outs, Kent at third. 9-4 Aggies here in the 5th. Garza's pitch. Called strike 3, he struck him out. Garza gets the strikeout, but not before the Aggies. Tony O'Neill, and he sent me to the most complimentary text right back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First pitch fastball to Cooper Shook is a strike. He's 0 for 2. The lefty Cade Wilson to the righty Shook. Swing and a miss, the fastball. 0-2. Shook hit back to the mound. Isaac Morton threw him out at first. And he fouled out first pitch swinging against Brad Rudis to first baseman Ted Burton. Cade Wilson, long look in. There's 5 on the pitch clock. 0-2 home. Fastball high, 1-2. Getting better.
Yeah.
Play clock, shot clock, pitch clock.
There you go.
1-2 the count to Shook, the pitch from Cade Wilson. Foul tip, ooh, and that caught home plate umpire Clayton Park.
I mean, I don't know what George Carlin would say about baseball in this day and age when it's just like, you don't have a clock, you just play.
His baseball football routine is a lot. Leading off this 6th is Cooper Shook. Here's the 1-2 from Cade Wilson. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So a strikeout to end the 5th. A strikeout to open the 6th for Cade Wilson. 95 on the fastball.
Texans first baseman, number 23,
Brandon Howe, the batter. Sacrifice fly in the 2nd. Opened up the scoring in this game. down and in from Caden Wilson. 1 ball and no strikes. Infield, outfield straight away for the right-handed hitting first baseman against the lefty Caden Wilson. 1 down. Bases are empty. Here's the 1-0. Down and away with a fastball. 2-0. Pitch. Fouled off to our rights. 2-1.
Just 22 pitches. So getting the opportunity here to stretch out a little bit.
Lefty Caden Wilson sends a 2-1 home. Right down the heart with a fastball at 94. 2-2. 2-2. Got him. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Caden Wilson.
See this one, he takes it outside the zone, set up in, and throw it off the plate there. And with that 94, 95 each time, they're loading up, ready to go. And he had been working on both sides of the plate. That time you get a swing and the miss.
Mason Cruz, the batter. 2 down, bases empty. On the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Now you know why Schloss speaks so highly of this left-hander. 2 down, bases empty. 0-1. Change away. Did he go? Yes, says Ronnie Teague on an appeal to first. 0-2. And that was pitch number 25, as Scott had mentioned. Caden Wilson. Here's the 0-2 to Mason Cruz. Got him. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He struck out the side here in the 6th.
16 runs, 13 earned, 10 walks, 37 strikeouts, 236, the batting average against Bassinger.
Jace Laviolette takes a first pitch breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. Bassinger's ERA is 3rd best in the WAC. Always pitches from the stretch. 3 on the right side of the infield for Jace. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 88. Laviolette, the 3-run home run in the 3rd, his 23rd home run. Now 44.
Jace
Calls
going
an
to take
offensive timeout.
Take his time getting back in there.
He's 2 for 3. Also with the single. It's his 17th multi-hit game. The 0-2. Way outside. 1-2. So now 44 home runs. He's all alone in 4th. He breaks the tie with Mike Scanlon. Holt, Livingstone, Byington. 1, 2, 3. Then Laviolette. Breaking ball down. 2-2. It's 44 in a year and a half. It's 12 behind Dalen Holtz.
44?
As in Farms?
Sure.
As in meat of the order?
Let's do it right here, right now.
Invite you to enjoy premium all-natural Angus beef by visiting 44farms.com. Pitch away. 44 Farms, the official beef of Texas A&M Athletics. And that's my friend Bob McLaren. Sorry, let me pick up that name I dropped. 2-2 the count to Jace Laviolette. Change into the net behind home plate. Remains 2-2. A look on the PitchCom device on his left wrist. Glove at the belt. 3-2 to Jace. Did he check his swing on appeal? Doug Williams says no swing. Leadoff walk in the 6th. Jace has been aboard 3 times. Here's Braden Montgomery.
Not too often you say he's looking for that first hit when you're sitting him there in his 3rd AB with a tick under a 370 batting average of 369.
5 hits in the series against Georgia, including the grand slam. Foul to the plate. That may have clipped catcher Mason Cruz. Leadoff walk to Jace Laviolette. Reese Passenger, 4th out of the pen. 5th pitcher overall. Parrish Beagle started for the Texans. He was the opener. The 0-1. Missed away. Kind of frisbeed that one in there. 1-1.
Got another left-hander up and throwing, so. Thank goodness for electronic scorebooks.
1-1. Braden batting from the left side. Tied him up inside, down and in. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Passenger pitched on Saturday against Sacramento State. The 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Braden is out number 1 here in the 6th. That brings up Ted Burton. There's 38 strikeouts in 47 innings for Passenger.
And that ERA is 27th in the country. Garza, who just got lit up by the Aggies and giving up 3 earned runs, was 10th in the country. He will no longer be at that spot.
2.42 now after coming in at 191. Here's Ted Burton. There goes Laviolette on a hit and run. It's popped to the right side. Jace, he fell near second base, gets back to first. He scrambles back. He put on the brakes, lost an edge, and hustles back to first on the pop out by Burton.
Also didn't come in contact with him. I mean, he's stopping, going down, getting up. You run into the second base, it's going to be a double play.
Just the way he uses his speed, that's one thing. You talk about beating out that infield hit, the way he gets to fly balls in right and left center field. Hayden Schott, the batter, singled back up the middle his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Singled and scored in that 3-run 5th. He was aboard on the 3-run double by Caden Kent. 9-4 Aggies, 2 down. Laviolette at first here in the 6th. The 0-1 to Schott. Change tapped to the Tarleton dugout first base side. It's 0-2. It's now hits in 16 of his last 18 games for Hayden Schott. 0-2. There goes Jace. And through the vacated left side, Schott singles Laviolette to third. Runners in the corners with 2 away. 2-hit game for Hayden Schott. I mean, to perfection.
I don't know when the analytics say that he's going to be there. His numbers somewhere are saying that he's going to pull the ball. You throw it outside, he's not going to spin on it. He sat back on it, got the ball deep, goes to left field.
Well, let me be honest. If the left side's open, why are you pitching him away?
Oh, yeah.
But there's even another but in that statement, as Ali Camadillo is the batter, 2 for 3. Homer, single, 2 runs scored. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Slider, outside corner. Schloss says they shift when it's 85% or better where a player hits. You can't tell me Hayden Schott that's 85% that he's pulling the ball. 0-1 to Camadillo. Spins that one, but too far inside. 1-1. Leadoff walk by Laviolette. The 2-out single by Schott has the runners of the corners. 1-1 to Camadillo. Passenger with a fastball for a strike. 1-2. The 1-2. Served to short. Shirey there. Short route just in time to get a sliding.
Batting average against him. So Cortez on the mound now to face Shirey.
Who's 1 for 1, a single and hit by a pitch and shows bunt. Takes the fastball at 99.
No. It's a hundo.
I'm sorry, TrackMan says triple digits for Christopher. Righty-righty matchup. Kent on the grass. Bouncing ball to second. Chestnut to his right. In the dirt. Burton can't pick it out. It's an error on Chestnut.
Speed of Shirey.
Travis has a tendency to speed up.
Yeah.
Jim has talked about that. And you're right. Because he goes to his right, fields it, and he sees Shirey's up the line more than you think. But he's got more time than it's that clock. Second error for the Aggies. There's Mason Hammonds, who's 0 for 3. Righty-righty. Inside corner for a strike at 100. 0-1. So keep an eye on Jackson Appel behind the plate. He will put that catcher's mitt probably in front of his mask. Really high. That's how much sink Cortez has. First to throw to first.
I think you're right. You talked about that this weekend with Brawny about, it's a setup.
Yeah.
Now, he's throwing 100 miles an hour, and I'm going to cover up my face.
Yeah. But the thing was, he had it, and it was in the strike zone and would sink out. That's why he wasn't throwing strikes. That one's at the knees for a strike. There was so much sink, that ball was taking it down. Where he starts it, and then the sink becomes a strike, and he's ahead 0-2 on consecutive 100-mile-per-hour fastballs. 2 strikes on Hammonds. Pitch from Christopher. Fouled, and that is towards the Tarleton dugout.
Bounds out to Montgomery there in right field. He'll make a fan for life.
Thank you, Braden. 9-4 Aggies as we open the 7th. 2 strikes on Hammonds. Error has Shirey aboard at first. Fly ball into shallow right field. Chestnut points in the air for Braden Montgomery. Makes the grab. Out number 1. Hammonds 0 for 4. Tyson Drake is the batter.
Texans right fielder number 7, Tyson Drake.
Drake has a walk sandwiched between a ground out and a strikeout. 1 down, runner at first, Shirey. Pitch from Cortez. Back to Christopher. Goes to Camadillo 1. Relay not in time. Fielder's choice, 2 away.
See, we get a replay here. Cortez has to go up the mound after fielding the ball and then throw it to second. Here it is right here. He's going to field it in a great spot, but he has to go up the mound and then take a step. He steps on the rubber, and it throws down. It throws down.
Right to the left field side for Camadillo.
Yeah. So he made it harder on Camarillo than turn and not move up the mound. You got so much time because it was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
There's a slider at 89 for a strike.
Also got a guy coming out of the left-hand box. I mean, there's all that plays into it. But when he went back up the mound, it changed his footwork.
0-1, fastball hit. Chestnut to his left. Perfect throw to Burton to retire Cole Myers. Lefty-lefty matchup to start this bottom of the 7th. Against Caden Sorrell, the first pitch fastball at 89. At the belt for a strike. Caden 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. He follows that with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. It's 0-2. Two strikes on Sorrell. Grounder to the right side. It's the third baseman to the right side of second base, Mason Hammonds, who throws out Sorrell. 5-3 with a 4 above that. That's how I do that in the scoreboard.
Well, there you go. I've started putting parentheses around it.
Have you? Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That is the most individual thing. It's almost like an autograph or a signature, how people keep score in baseball. Here's Travis Chestnut. Walk, single, 2 runs scored. It's also popped to the catcher. Down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Haley 1 run, 4 hits in 4 innings in the 5-2 win over Sacramento State on Saturday. Fouled straight back by Chestnut, 1-1. A win against Northern Colorado, a win against Stephen F. Austin. It was a 5-inning outing, a run on 7 hits, and a 13-3 victory for the Texans. 1-1 to Chestnut. Shows bunt, pulls back, high and away, 2-1.
They might show it again. Hammonds and Howell started running like their hair was on fire.
2-1 to Chestnut. 1 down, base is empty. 9-4 Aggies in the 7th. Swing and a miss. He went with the slow curve. 2-2. Two ball, 2 strike count to Chestnut. 1 down, base is empty. Pitch from Haley. Out of play, right side. Aggie Baseball brought to you by Optimum, the official internet provider of Texas A&M Athletics. Get super fast 1 gig internet with 99.9% network reliability and whole home Wi-Fi coverage for seamless streaming, working, and gaming. Visit Optimum.com today to sign up. 2-2 to Chestnut. The lefty Matt Haley to the righty Chestnut. Down and in. Up, hit by pitch on the back foot. Chestnut on base for the 3rd time.
He gets on 3 times.
Scored twice already. Here's Caden Kent.
Just gives you something different down there at the bottom of the lineup.
And I think this is being challenged by Fuller Smith of Tarleton. It will be. And Travis Chestnut will stay at first. The call is, it stands. Or confirmed, we don't know. One or the other, either way, Travis on base. It's confirmed, and here's Caden Kent. Single, double. He drove in 3 with that double in our TX Whiskey, bottom of the 5th. Kent at 3rd for Gavin Grahovac, given the night off. The MRI came out clean for Gavin.
Did they take his uniform away like Sadeo and Aschenbeck?
Curve, Chestnut running. Throw is a lollipop to second, and Chestnut has his 7th stolen base. He goes on the first pitch. No, because Schlaw said if he needs him, he may pinch hit him. I'm not sure Aschenbeck and Sadeo.
No, they did not. No. It's just a warm-up jacket. I have nothing on under. No.
Too high and inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
I'm from Missouri. Show me. Don't even let him go to the bullpen.
No. You guys can, you can hang out. No throwing. No. 2-0. High and inside to Caden, 3-0. To Kent. Chestnut at second, 1 away. Missed outside. The 4-pitch walk puts runners at first and second, 1 away.
Jake Bersham is up and warming. Number 1 in the program and number 1 on your heart.
Here's Jackson Appel. The switch hitter will bat right against the lefty, Matt Haley. Ken at first, Chestnut at 3rd. The ball 5 chant is for Matt Haley. Ball 6 chant now for Matt Haley. Missed away to Jackson Appel. Over for a strike. 1-1. Oh, and a balk on Haley will send Chestnut home. Makes it 10-4.
And we're back to ball 6.
It's still 1-0.
We got some baseball fans out there to pick the count back up right away. Can't fool us.
I mean, Cruz didn't even catch it before it went from ball 6 to ball 7.
Yeah. It's halfway through.
5,919 umpires. 2-1 the count to Jackson Appel.
Bronx cheer right there for him.
10-4 Aggies on the balk. Chalk that one up to Travis Chestnut. 2-1. That is chopped foul at the plate. 2-2. With Caden Kent at second base, a run is in. 10-4 Aggies here in the 7th. 2-2. Appel bouncing ball to second base. Myers advances Kent to third. 2 away. Jack said stop, and it wasn't just a couple. As good a first baseman as I've seen. I'm not talking the hitting side. I'm talking just with the glove. Chris Enriquez, the batter, facing Christopher Cortez. On the outside corner for a strike. That first pitch ball to Enriquez was the first ball thrown by Cortez. In the last inning, 9 pitches, 9 strikes. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Coffer catching Cortez. 1-2 to Enriquez. To left field for a base hit. Second hit for Enriquez. He has a single, a double, and a run batted in. That's 8 hits in his last 4 games.
And another 100-mile-an-hour pitch. Just kept the bat out there.
Yeah.
That's 6 times.
It's your best shot. Trace Morrison, the batter. Cortez always pitches from the stretch, first base side of the rubber. Fly ball to left field. On a line to Sorrell. First pitch swinging, out number 1. That was the slider. Thrown hard.
Pinch hitter, 32.
Hunter Smith. For Cooper Shook. Hunter Smith hitting 250.
Attention please, pitch hitting for Tarleton, number 32, Hunter Smith.
3 doubles, 2 triples of his 16 hits. Fastball away, 1 ball and no strikes. (10-4) Aggies were in the top of the 8th. 1 down, runner at first, Enriquez. Fastball below the knees, 2-0.
Oh, no.
Cortez comes set. Christopher's 2-0. Down and away, 3-0. First 3-ball count for Cortez. Four-pitch walk to pinch hitter Hunter Smith. Another pinch hitter, Austin Russell.
Your attention please, entering the game at pinch hitting for Tarleton, number 16, Austin Russell.
First and second, one away for Russell. 265. First pitch, slider for a strike, 0-1. Nine-pitch first inning for Cortez. This is pitch number 11 here. Chop foul at the plates, 0-2.
And hit 100 again, 7 times. He's going to make it boring. I'm not even going to keep up with it.
News will be when it's just 2 digits. Here's the 0-2. Too high with a slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter Smith at first. Pinch hitting for Cooper Shook. Chris Enriquez is at second. Enriquez singled. Morrison lined out. Smith walked. 1-2 to Austin Russell. Off the end of the bat, Looper caught by Chestnuts just on the outfield grass. Out number 2. 2 away, Peyton Smith. Inside, under the hands, 1 ball and no strikes. To Guerra, righty-righty matchup. Peyton Smith is fast to the dish. A sinker on that fastball, 94-97, and that hit him on the left hand by the left wrist. Bases are loaded. Primary pitch is, as Max Wiener says, a big, big slider. Jim Schlossnagel to the mound.
See if we get another.
He singled. He was aboard on an error. Slider down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The count to Shirey. The bases are loaded. With Enriquez at third. Smith at second. Guerra at first. The 1-0. Down the right field line. Fair. 2 runs will score. And that throw is in between, allowing the runner to go to second. Kent comes in. Montgomery misses the cutoff man and throws it halfway up the third base line, allowing Shirey to go to second. 2 RBIs for him. It's 10-6. He comes in on him, he jams him. Shirey fights it off down the right field line. 2 runs score, but instead of first and third, this throw kind of sails on Braden to no one in particular. And Schlossnagel to the mound to make the pitching change. With a lot of ride, Josh's primary pitch, the slider. On the inside corner. One strike on Hammonds in a righty-righty matchup. Third base side of the rubber for Stewart. Second and third, 2 away. 0-1 to Hammonds. Swing and a miss and another slider, 0-2.
First one started behind him, he found the strike zone. That one was thrown looking like it was going to be a strike and broke out.
The 0-2 from Josh. Change off the end of the bat. He came in game number 1 of that doubleheader against Georgia and got the final 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
I bet he thought he was pitching in the 8th.
Didn't need you.
Yeah.
Don't need you, Josh. It's a great feeling. Retiring both batters that he faced. Second and third, 2 away. 2 strikes on Mason Hammonds. Got him, swinging a miss, struck him out. He needed 4 pitches. The pitcher, Burcham. The batter, Braden Montgomery. Foul ball left side. Braden's 0 for 4. You can only say 8 times this year that he has been 0 for in a game. Never back-to-back. High and away. 3 on the right side. Shortstop Shirey, the lone fielder, on the left side. Third base is vacated. One to Braden, batting left. Missed away, 2 balls and 1 strike. So I don't know where that baseball came from. It goes into Aggie Alley afterwards.
But it was in center field.
It was above the Lone Star logo in center. That's not the warm-up ball, what?
It
Might
might have.
it be? 2-1. Popped up left field line. That is a long run for Morrison, but he is there for out number 1. LSU's going, thanks, Tarleton.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Ted Burton, 2 for 4. Homered in the second. His 9th, the team's 100th. Second Aggie team to hit 100 or more home runs in a season. He's also single. 1 down, base is empty. Sliders a strike, 0-1.
Lipscomb held on to beat Tennessee 9-6.
Really?
Georgia won 9-3. Florida won 10-8. Missouri beat Linwood 13-1. Arkansas leading Missouri State 11-4. LSU 26, Grambling 2, late safety. And how about this offense at home for Vanderbilt? Now 7-6 over Tennessee Tech.
Almost like a video game. 1-1. Fastball at the knees on the outside corner. Aggies will be in LSU. It's our SeatGeek next game. 7 o'clock Friday, 6:30 Saturday, 1 o'clock Sunday. Alex Box Stadium. 1-2 down and away. 2-2 the counts. Two ball, 2 strike count to Burton. 1 down, base is empty. Here's the pitch. The other way, foul. That is laced, and watch out over there. Two once again to Burton. Fouled out of play over the dugout, first base side.
Listen, Coach Schlossnagle today about how, you know, that both games just went on, and Bert had that long at bat in the second game. He said had nowhere near the energy of the long at bat in the first game.
Oh, no, it didn't. Good point. 2-2. He gets jammed. Loops this down the left field line. It's the shortstop Shirey making the play. 2 away. It's a nice job by the Tarleton shortstop. Long run. He had the best angle.
Texas Aggie designated hitter number 5, Hayden Shaw.
Hayden shot the batter.
All right, let's see you put the shift on here.
Yep. Emmons to the right. By the way, Tennessee's at Florida. That's the lone game Thursday to start the weekend. Vanderbilt's at Georgia. Arkansas's at Kentucky. Alabama's at Mississippi State. Ole Miss and Auburn. South Carolina's at Missouri. I told you my buddy Mark Kingston in South Carolina calls the SEC a fight club. Swing and a foul to the backstop.
Well,
which is about right.
yeah. A&M's played 7 SEC series.
Yeah. 6 straight wins.
That's 6 straight super regional wins.
Great point. That's a great point. 1-1. Over for a strike, 1-2. Vanderbilt and Georgia both ranked. Arkansas, Kentucky ranked. Alabama, Mississippi State, they're 15 and 16. One, two. Shot to center field. Heading back. Over the head, it's extra bases for Hayden Schott. Smith couldn't grab it, so Schott has himself a double, and Hayden Schott has a 3-hit game.
I'll just get
put someone in center, and he still gets it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. He got no help on that. I mean, the wind is blowing across from right field towards the left field corner. And that one just kept carrying over the center fielder.
That's his 12th double. Laviolette and Montgomery with 13, then Schott with 12, Appel with 11. Hunter Smith, who just came in after pinch hitting in the top of the 8th to play center field. Here's Ali Camadillo. Fastball down the heart for a strike. It's 0-1. Ali is 2 for 4. Homered to lead off the 4th. That gave the Aggies a 5-4 lead. Singled and scored in the 3-run 5th. That made it 9 for A&M. It's 10-6. Fastball down and away by Burchell. 1-1. Shot the 2-out double. He's off second. 1-1 to Ali Camarillo. Camarillo to center field. Smith coming on, dives, makes the grab above the Lone Star logo. Saves a run. 2-out doubles. 30 is an ESPNU game. And Sunday at 1 is a SEC Network Plus game. And all of them right here on the Texas A&M Sports Network. We'll join you Friday at 6:45, 6:15 on Saturday, 12:45 on Sunday. Tyson Drake and Josh Stewart. Slider for a strike. It's 1-1. Drake 0 for 3 with a walk. Did get a board on a fielder's choice. Play him to pull on the infield. Camarillo towards second base. Missed away. Max Coffer catching Josh Stewart. He came in last inning for Jackson Appel. 10-6 Aggies as we open the ninth. The 2-1 from Stewart. Slider a strike at the belt. 2-2. Burton towards the line. Chestnut a step on the grass. Camarillo still on the left field side at second. He starts on the grass. Kent a step to his left to third. Down and in. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Doug Williams at third. Drake is out. Number 1 here in the ninth. Second strikeout for Stewart. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for the right-hander. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification all along the Texas A&M Sports Network. Stewart starts Cole Myers with a fastball that's low. 1 ball and no strikes to Myers. 1 for 4, singled and scored in the 2-run third. 1-0. That's on the outside corner at the knees. 1-1. 2 in the second to take a 2-0 lead. Ted Burton homered in the bottom of the second to make it 2-1. 1-1 to Myers in a righty-righty matchup with Stewart's. Popped up, shallow left. Sorrell coming on. Calls off Camarillo, 2 away.
Good communication there, even in a ninth inning of a game you're about to win.
Now it's Enriquez. So 2-1 Tarleton. They would lead 4-1 with 2 in the top of the third. Then Jace Laviolette with a 3-run home run tied the game at 4. 6-4 Aggies. Camarillo with a home run to lead off the fourth, and they added another run. Fly ball left center field, struck well, but Jace Laviolette gathers it. The fighting Texas Aggies win number 39 on the season. Josh Stewart retired.